Yo, 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 YouTube. It's time to rip our second of 3 boxes of 93 Wildcard, the West edition. So again, 36 packs in here, lots and lots and lots of cards. Looking for stripes. Some of the fun inserts. Most of these inserts are going to be Western teams, which is hence the West box stamp there. It will include Stat Smashers, Field Force, Red Hot Rookies, and hopefully some really good stripe cards. Last box we got a 20 stripe Brett Favre, which goes for about 150 to 200 bucks. And we also pulled the 1000 stripe card. You get one of those per case. Not a big name player, but still cool to pull a 1000 stripe. I've never done that before. So let's go ahead and crack into this one. So I paid $50 a box for these 3 boxes. Basically got my money's worth out of the first box, considering I pulled the 20 stripe Favre, which I do have one of those already, but I just generally don't sell the stripe cards. They're literally my favorite, as you can see in the background there, literally my favorite parallel insert, chase, whatever you want to call it, card ever. So I don't plan to let them go, especially one that I pulled in a pack. It's just a super sweet experience. They're so hard to get of a certain player, hence the value, that I just don't want to. I like to share the story of, yeah, I pulled this in a pack. So, okay. So we'll do the 2 back rows first. I don't have a ton of breaking room up here, so I'm going to try to just do half the box here at a time. So you'll just have to trust me when I bring the other half back up that it's from the same box. This is just a personal break. I'm not breaking it for anybody else. Okay, we've got Jeff Graham, Neil O'Donnell, Darren Smith, Henry Ellard, Dave Meggett. Ooh, there's a Bono Field Force for San Francisco, and it's the gold foil parallel. Looks to be in really good shape. A lot of times these with the black border will have fuzzy corners and stuff, but that actually looks pretty nice. Anthony Miller. Of course, these cards aren't worth much, but I don't really care for the most part. I just like to rip wax that I like. Tony Smith. Obviously, we're hoping for some more Favre stripes. That would be wonderful. Some insert card stripes would be cool. We didn't get any. None of our stripes in the last box were actually inserts. They were all base cards. So I'd love to get like a Stat Smasher stripe or something like that. Would be pretty cool. We were just about 1 insert card per pack. Kevin Williams, Carl Banks, Clay Matthews Sr., Steve Jordan, Montana in the Chiefs uniform. Still looks weird to see him in a Chiefs uniform. Boomer in a Jets uniform. Come on. There we go. Courtney Hawkins, Junior Seau, rest in peace. Jared Bunch and Steve Entman. So, like I said, just about 1 insert per pack. That obviously was all base. A couple decent rookies in this set. Jerome Bettis, the Bus. Drew Bledsoe had a nice career with New England before Tom got there. So those are probably your big inserts. Here's Aikman. O.J. McDuffie, Mike Williams. Browning Nagel. Ernie Jones. We got a base. Roger Harper. Field Force for the Falcons. Look, he was a rookie, obviously. That's a college uniform. Huh, interesting. Rodney Culver. Lawrence Dawsey. Marion Butts. Barry Word. So in the last box, when I got the 1000 stripe, the card immediately after it was a base Brett Favre card. So, I mean, obviously, collation is random, so it's not like the next card would have been 1000 stripe either. But anyway, in my head, I'm thinking, man, I was off by one card on the Brett 1000 stripe, because that would have been insane. Here's a Merino. I do have the 1000 stripe 91 rookie back there. It's a BGS 9. And I paid a lot of money for that. So, and the 2003 I think is actually more rare. Reggie Cobb, but obviously not a rookie card. So I don't know how it would do. I don't even know if there's any sales history. I haven't seen one like ever really. I've seen a few 1000 stripe 91 cards, including a PSA 10. So you have some sort of value basis for that, but the 93 cards are just so rare. And that's why I bought a few boxes of 93. It would have been nice to have the Central Division boxes. Those are extremely hard to find. I never see them on eBay. And I bought these local, so I didn't have to pay any shipping or anything. But some Central boxes would have been cool, because then the inserts would have Packers, obviously, too. And Brett's got some decent insert cards in here. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. Ooh, Jerry. Stat Smasher. That's a good one. Super nice looking card. He's still at San Francisco then. So he's in the right uniform. I like that a lot. That would have been nice as a stripe. Gilbert. We haven't seen any stripe cards yet. John Freeze and Carl Pickens. I think I got 5 or maybe 6 in the last box, so you definitely get a few. And I got all pretty high stripes. I think my lowest one was a 20 stripe. A couple 20s, a 50, 1000. And maybe I got 100 stripe too. I can't remember. Have to go back and watch the video. Honestly, that's one of the reasons I make the videos. I hope people watch and enjoy it. Steve Young. But the main reason I started doing it was to just have a record of Jim Kelly. Just have a record of what I was doing with my hobby and my investments and stuff. And I thought maybe some other people would enjoy watching it. I'm not the typical sports card YouTuber. I don't do like the 5 hottest cards and what's going up and what's going down. It's not really my gig, so I thought, okay, well, maybe I can offer something a little different. Cadre, the Rockets brother. Good for a few years at Minnesota. There's Jerry. Boomer. I got a Boomer 5 stripe. That's funny. So here's our first stripe card. It's only a 5, but it is Boomer Esiason. A decent name. That's kind of fun. So we got our first stripe. It's a pretty big set. I think there's like 200 and some cards, I want to say, in this set. I guess I'd have to kind of research it a little bit, but just based on what I'd been pulling. Here's a surprise card. These were kind of fun. You would send them in with a check, and they would send you the surprise card in exchange. This is surprise card number 1. Shannon Sharp. Todd McNair, Cadre Ishmael again. Checklist and Rich Gannon. Ooh. So we got one of our stripes. We hit a 5 stripe this time, so definitely lower than any of the stripes I hit last time. Don't know if that matters, but it'd be cool to get like a Barry Sanders stripe. Robert Smith, he was pretty good. Anthony Carter, Rod Woodson, Hall of Famer. Jim Harbaugh. There's Bettis. Nice Bettis rookie. That's pretty cool. Elvis. Yeah, it would be a berry stripe card would be cool. I would have a hard time actually selling that. It'd probably be something I'd want to hang on to. Here's Bono and Kramer. Sometimes I buy wax because I feel like it has good flip value, and sometimes I buy it just because I enjoy opening it. And sometimes I just think there's good value in the wax. Alex Van Pelt. At $50 a box, these are pretty fun. These are an early product where you get a chance at a really rare parallel. Here's Bono in the silver. It's the silver foil Field Force. So me and my buddy Jason, who you've seen on the channel, we went about 30 minutes south of here to take a look at someone that was trying to liquidate his collection, and a Favre collection. We're both Brett Favre collectors. And we knew he had some unopened wild card. And he had this case of 93, so we thought, oh, that'll be fun to rip, good for the channel. So that's what he was willing to sell that out pretty much outright. He had a price on it, $50 a box. We were okay with that. And then tried making some offers on other stuff we picked up out of there, and he just wasn't ready to sell it. He wanted to hold off, take a look at some of the cards closer, and then let us know. So as soon as I do have a lot of video from that, but I didn't feel like there was really much value in posting any of it yet until we figure out if we can make some kind of a deal on it. So that was a couple weeks ago. Haven't heard back from him since. I'm really hoping soon we'll hear from him, especially with the National coming up. I don't really want to do a lot of big local collection buys. I want to make sure I have a fair amount of money for stuff I want to do at the National. Here we go. There's a Rice, just the base version. Doing decent on the Rice cards, which are some of the best West cards you can pull. That Boomer 5 stripe, that was pretty funny. Edgar Bennett. All right. So we're about a little over a quarter of the way through. Like I said, there's a ton of cards and a ton of packs here. So thanks for being patient and watching through it. If I knew how to put the timeline tags in, I would do that and just highlight, where hits are, but you'll have to skip around or have maybe someone will post the timelines where the best stuff gets hit. Marvin Jones. Okay. So we're really not hitting our stripes at all. We got 1 5 stripe and that was it. So there's gotta be some more hidden in here. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad we haven't hit them yet, because I haven't really hit the run in the box yet where the Farv base cards are. These kind of go in, I don't know how to explain it. They're not really like sequence packaged, but there's areas in each spot in the box where certain cards show up. Natrone Means Hot Rookies. It's good for several years too. Mark Brunell, that's a good rookie card. Good quarterback for plenty of years at Jacksonville. Yeah, it was a pretty decent rookie class. Sterling Sharp, that's cool. Marnovich, there's Elway. We're starting to get some different faces now for the cards, so you can see the sequence is sort of changing on what players are showing up in the packs. I'm hoping most of the stripes are going to show up in the section where there's Favre cards. Hoping that, I don't know if that matters or not with the stripes, or if they're just completely inserted at random, but trying to play the best odds. There's Ed West, Andre Tippett, Rob Moore, Mike Pritchard. I love the old Falcons helmet and uniforms. The Dirty Birds. All right, we're just about halfway through. A couple more packs here. So obviously there's a lot of base cards in here that aren't worth a darn. So I will pack those up. And there's Barry. And donate them to a children's hospital, hopefully. There's Brett, and a stripe right after Brett. Oh boy. That's how it goes, right? Henry Allard, 5 stripe. So we've gotten to the Brett packs at least, and we've even had a stripe pulled out of one. So let's see if we can hit him on another pack. All right. So that's kind of how that 1,000 stripe one went. I was excited to see the 1,000 stripe, and then as soon as I thumbed past it, the man Brett Favre was behind it. So then I got kind of disappointed in it. But all right, Keith McCants, Wesley Carroll, Derek Brown, Art Monk. Yeah, we're starting to get to some other. There's Reggie. Some other players, Scott Zolak. Checklist. Now Jason, he didn't record his, but he also hit a 20 stripe Brett Favre. So that's kind of amazing in a case with so many cards, possibilities for different striped players to hit 2 of a specific player, and they're both 20 stripes, which are not the most common at all. So we probably ran through our Favre luck. I'm guessing I don't have too much odds hitting something in these last 2 boxes, but hey, there's a Bettis Field Force. That's a good one. Bettis and his Notre Dame duds there. The giant football pads. It's a nice card. I like that. Got some decent Bettis stuff. That's good. Ryzen. So there's Bledsoe. That's a good one. So many rookies in this set. That there's actually a pretty good year for rookies though, because you've got Bettis and Bledsoe and Burnell. I'll start with B, ironically. I just realized that. So that's the one good thing about getting the West boxes. Bettis played for the Rams, which was a West team. Dion. Yeah, I think Gino Toretta I got a 50 stripe of. Too bad he never panned out. That would have been could have been a huge card. Probably was back, you know, if you'd have pulled it back then. David Lang, that's the player I got the 1,000 stripe of. There we go. All right. Yeah, for a few years there before the market boom and the investors came in, I was able to pick up some Favre stripes pretty cheap here and there because wild card for pretty much any other player isn't really worth anything. Maybe Barry Sanders would be the exception. There's a little demand for his stripes, but that's about it. So, I mean, even the other major players like Elway and Marino and stuff like that, they're the 1,000 stripes do well, but 5s and 10 stripes don't really sell for much. So I think when people would have the Favres, they were like, oh, okay, well, he's pretty good, but, you know, Elway's not worth much, and Barry's not worth a ton, so, you know, we'll sell the Favre for this. So, I mean, I'd gotten some 5 and 10 stripes for less than $5 and $10, so that's pretty near impossible now unless you find a bad listing where people don't see it, or you get on a buy it now listing that you're the first one to jump on it and it's underpriced. That's been one of my best ways to get those types of cards on a deal. In fact, I just, as far as 93 stripes go, for I think for 30 bucks, 25 or 30 bucks, I got a 3 stripe lot. I got a 20 stripe Favre, a 50 stripe Elway, and I think a 50 stripe Shannon Sharp. So that was a heck of a deal. Stan Humphries. And of course I bought it for mainly for the Favre, but I figured, geez, for 25 bucks, if I can get $10 to $15 out of the 2 Bronco stripe cards, and I got my Favre out of that pretty darn cheap. So I did sell the Elway. I think I got maybe $10 for it, if I remember correctly. It was a little while ago. I still have the Shannon Sharp still available for sale. I kind of don't want to drop the price on his. He is a media name for football. And so I think he should maintain some value over time because he's still relevant, even though he's retired. He was a tight end, which historically no one really buys tight end cards for investments. Look at those shoulder pads. Kevin Mack, that's ridiculous. More Todd Marinovich, nothing in that pack. Lots of skunks. So yeah, you have to be willing to take the time to open something like this up and then just realize you're going to have a lot of junk base that you need to find a place to move it to. Try not to throw anything away. I'd rather donate it to someone if they could enjoy it. So Lincoln Kennedy, that's actually not a bad one either. I think he's in the Hall of Fame too. He was another big rookie out of Washington. It's kind of nice. I like that. I'll hang on to that. All right, here's Willie Gault, Rodney Peete, Ed West, All right. So now I think about it, I wonder how... Oh yeah, the Brunells were base cards. I was going to say, how did I get Brunell? Because he wouldn't have been West Coast, but yeah. Because all the inserts should be players who play for West Coast teams. I don't know why they did that with the boxes. It's kind of annoying, of course, but I suppose they were trying to hit a target audience for each one. There's Barry. There's Brett. You know, by going, okay, well, you know, the West Coast people will buy these West Coast boxes and they'll be happier because they'll get, you know, all the inserts will be players that they are fans of and follow. But I like an equal shot regardless of the box I buy. But that's all they did it that year. The only one year, well, actually 93 was the last year they made cards anyway, but we got a 10 stripe coming up. Browning Nagel. Reggie, Scott Zolak. Browning Nagel 10 stripe. Nice. So I'm not doing nearly as well on the stripes. In this box, we're getting lower numbered ones, and I'm not hitting any real good names. I mean, the Boomer's pretty fun. There's a Bledsoe rookie. But yeah, no Barry, no Brett, nothing like that so far. I'm thinking we should have one, maybe two stripes left, based on how many I got in the last box. Barry Foster. Although the 1000 stripe might be just like a bonus stripe too. I'm not sure. Leonard Russell. That was Howie Long behind him. So I'm not going into too much detail on these cards, especially at this point. Most of them are duplicate in the video. We've already seen all these players. Just trying to hit the high points here and keep the video moving. So the National, I kind of mentioned that earlier. It's definitely something I'm starting to get prepared for. I have a video I want to shoot very soon. I just finished kind of the outline for it today, where I want to talk about what to do and what not to do for the National. Just try to give some tips. I've been to a few of them. Patrick Bates. Been to a few of them, and I've been to this convention center in Chicago, gosh, probably for 15 or 20 different conventions, maybe even more than that, as I've gone to Wizard World Comic Book Convention at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center for a good long run, probably 14, 15 years in a row I was going there. So done a ton of big conventions, helped plan some events for some big conventions in the past. So I just thought, well, if there's a lot of first-time goers, and it sounds like there is based on other shows YouTubers I've watched and stuff like that, so I thought I could add some value in trying to help those preparing that don't know what they're getting into. I know we still have about 5 weeks out, but I kind of want to get it out this early because there's some of the things you need to prepare for, you need time to do it. So it's not the kind of card show like your local card show where you can just get up Saturday morning and stroll over to it and be successful in what you're trying to do. So making a plan is gonna help you maximize your time and your efforts. It looks like we got a 10 stripe in here. Sure do. Don't know who that is, so let's dig to there. Reggie Brooks, Chris Warren, Billy Joe Hobart, Dion. Who follows Dion? I don't remember. Hey, a Rick Meyer 10-stripe rookie. That's kind of fun. Played for the Packers for a couple of years. He was a pretty high draft at the time. That would have been kind of like that Gino Torretta I pulled the other day. A Rick Meyer stripe would have been a pretty decent hit back in 93. There's another Bledsoe. Bledsoe stripe would be cool. Or, of course, a Bettis stripe would be a good one. I've seen Bettis stripes do pretty good for money. I think that might have been our last wild card, though. We might eke one more out, but pretty sure that'll be it. So we've got 7 packs plus this one left. So still got a good shot at it. Maybe we'll get a striped insert. The striped inserts are ridiculously hard to get. I was fortunate enough, if you've watched these two videos, you can see that they just don't show up. And then you have the different tiers of the inserts. You've got the base, the silver foil, and the gold foil. And the gold foil are much harder to get as well. So then you've got base, silver foil, and gold foil stripes besides. So if you get gold foil stripes, those are unbelievably rare. And a couple of years ago, super fortunate to see immediately when someone posted a couple really rare Favre gold foil stripe inserts, and I snatched them both up for less than 20 bucks a piece. There's our Boomer. Got a stripe of him earlier. Barry Word. Hey, we have an insert card in here. I might have went right past it, huh? Yeah, there it is. Steve Broussard, Field Force Base. So it seems to me in the box you get maybe 1 or 2 silver foil or gold foil inserts. So those are actually pretty darn rare as well. I really like the chrome, the 93 chrome. Well, that's no good. All bent up. I really like the chrome version. The only problem is it doesn't have stripes. So there's Montana. That'd be the whole reason I would buy wild card products. So I think that was kind of their nail in the coffin. Was that product and didn't have any. The cards are really cool. I like the chrome cards, super chrome or whatever they call them. But they needed, without the stripes, wild card is nothing. So Troy Aikman, wild card did come back this year. We'll talk about that in a second. I've got a Stat Smasher in here. Take a look at what that is. Probably have seen it by now here. Trying to peel these apart. Steve Young. So we got Rice and we got Young. They're just slick cards. I really like the Stat Smashers. These you can get stripes of too. And there's also a gold foil version of them. So again, you can imagine how rare those are. We pulled 2 whole Smashers in this box. We didn't get any golds and we didn't get any stripes out of them. So complicated stuff. That was one of the other reasons I wanted to rip these. Sometimes I listed my 1,000 stripe bar for kind of an unreasonable price on my eBay store, just for fun. Don't expect anyone to buy it, of course. There's Marino. And I get messages once in a while, oh, how could you ask that much and this and that? And it's like, and I think there's like less than, 24 copies of this card out there anymore. And it's a Hall of Fame rookie of arguably one of the all-time greatest. And the record holder forever for consecutive games. That'll never be broken. So kind of like the Cal Ripken Jr. Ironman record. But I don't think anybody, they weren't serial numbered, so I don't think people really realize how rare they are, but company went out of business, so any backdoor stuff would have been destroyed. They had to hold 1,000 card or 1,000 stripe copies back because it was an exchange program. You could send 1,000 cards in to get 1,000 stripe. So they had to keep some of those and not put them in packs. John Vaughn is our other 10 stripe. And we did not do very well stripe-wise in this box. Derek Thomas, that'd be a cool stripe too. Young. And there's some decent names in this. Jim Kelly, in this set, we just didn't really hit any of them for our stripes, and then all of our stripes were small numbers besides. But we do have one more box to break after this. Maybe we'll just break that at the National. I don't know. I'll have to decide. I want to get some wax at the National. It's just, wax is just so ridiculously overpriced. Emmett. Ooh, an Emmett stripe would be good too. So I'm not counting on it. Now, if they do their national packs like they've done in years past, where you buy certain amounts of wax or certain kinds of wax that they're trying to move, you get some limited edition packs with some cool national card show cards in them, and you can get autos and jersey cards and all kinds of cool stuff. So it might still be worth it to get those, but we'll have to see what we run into when we get there. Here's a checklist. Neat. Cadre, this is our last pack. Thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Hey, there's a Roger Harper again. Silver foil that time. I think we had the base one of them originally. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell for future notifications. Keep bringing you cool retro videos, some informative videos, and just a sports card channel with a lot of fun. And we got a surprise card. And look at that. So I'll hang on to that as well. All right, so that's it. No true fire in this one. The last box break was obviously much better. We've got one more. I'll let you know when I'm gonna rip that, and I'll get it posted up, and look for that national tips video coming soon. And I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.